Good evening, traders. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend already. I'm going to do the weekly outlook tonight. Today is Saturday. Normally I upload it Sunday nights. Now keep in mind the markets are open 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. We trade US session, London session, Asian session. And basically what the weekly outlook is going to be, it's going to be my sentiment and my forecast, what we're predicting throughout this week. I talk about where I'm going to buy, where I'm going to sell, what I'm expecting for the different currency pairs to do, what I'm expecting for the commodities to do. And this is how you make money. If you want to follow my trades, you watch my weekly outlooks because I'm telling you what I'm looking at, what I'm buying, and what I'm selling. Now, whenever I'm on a chart, the application I use is tradingview.com. You go to tradingview.com and you just type whatever I'm on right here, US dollar index, DXY is the symbol, and add it to your watch list. And I want you guys to mark your charts up exactly like mine. So you pause the video. You see, okay, I have a trend line here, trend line there. I'm on the daily time frame. I have the candlestick chart out. And I want you to mark your charts up exactly like mine. So that way you know the overall picture of this price structure. If you just have it blank and nothing is there, you're taking a sell position and you don't even understand why I'm selling, where price is going, what the momentum is, and you see price go up just a little bit, you're going to be freaking out. You're going to be texting me saying, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Are we going to sell? Are we going to buy? That just tells me that, maybe people aren't paying that much attention. And if you're not paying a lot of attention and you're not getting every single detail, it can be costly to you. The number one rule that we want to do is we want to preserve our capital. We don't want to lose money foolishly. We're not gambling in the markets. We're taking clear, concise, and calculated risks based off the technical analysis that I'm doing. So first off, to start the week, we're going to be looking at the DXY. Now keep in mind the market moves three ways: up, down, and it can move sideways right here. I don't trade in the market sideways. I trade in the markets moving up or when it's moving down. Bearish is going down, bullish is going up. So whenever you hear me say the word bearish, I'm expecting price to go down. Bullish is meaning price is going up. Now these green candles are bullish candles. They close higher. These red candles are bearish candles. They close lower. When you see red candles, price is closing lower, price is going down. When you see green candles, price is going higher, which means that price is closing higher. Now, people think that these red candles are bad. They're not bad. My trading strategy makes you money going long and going short. So what is going long? Long is when you're expecting price to go up. You're taking a buy position. I'm going to buy right here. I'm expecting price to go higher. So I'm taking a buy right here. I'm expecting price to go higher. That's a long. If I'm taking a short position, I'm selling here, expecting price to go lower. I'm in a sell position. Just some lingo. But let's go ahead and look at the US dollar index. So for anybody who's brand new in the academy, what we can see here is just looking at this, you can see that price is moving down. You see that price is going up, impulse, correction, correction, impulse. And you can see price is making these moves down. Now that price came to an extreme low, what we're looking at is a very big correction. So we have this very big correction right here, and we were waiting for price to break the trend line. If price does not break this overall trend line right here, which you can find the trend line at this level, and you can see price hits the trend line multiple times, which makes it the trend line. So what we were waiting for price to break here, didn't break, price didn't break here also, but we noticed price broke right here. And we've been taking sells on the dollar index up here. And a good thing about tracking the dollar index, the US dollar currency index, is it can tell us the strength of the US dollar. If we want to go ahead and take a more fundamental approach, buying and selling against a different currency pair, that's what we like to follow it. So the dollar is getting weaker. Here's the impulse, followed by a correction. And then there's another impulse right there. So here's the impulse, correction, impulse. That's what we have. When we're trading an impulse and correction, if we have an impulse and we have the correction, we are not buying, we are not selling in here. The only way we sell is if price breaks the trend line. Someone asked me, do you wait for one candle, 2 or 3 candles to break? You know what? There's really no telling, because this candle can close here, make another candle. There's really no telling. As long as we have our sell stop right here, which is an automatic sell order you guys can find in your MetaTrader 4. Click on market execution, it'll say sell stop. Enter whatever price you want to place a sell at. If I think price is going to correct up here, okay, I'll take a sell. this level, or if I think price is going to come down here, I'll take a sell stop right there. And let's say you're asleep and the sell stop gets opened. So you're asleep, it's 3 a.m., price breaks down, you have a sell open, you wake up, price is all the way down here. That's a sell stop. You don't manually hit buy and sell. It automatically does it if price crosses this. Now keep in mind, I'm looking at the daily time frame as well. Each candle represents what price is doing in the day. Obviously, if price is green on a daily chart, price closed bullish. You see a red chart, price closed bearish. So what we can see is, looking at the DXY, that we are in a bearish structure. All of this is bearish. Everything going on in this entire chart is bearish. Nothing is telling me that price is going to go back up at all. So where are we going to look to take the US dollar down to? I think this looks pretty safe to go ahead and take the dollar down to this level. You know, FOMC news and looking for a weak dollar. They called out an interest rate hike in December, which is a sign of a good economy, sign of a strong dollar, but the dollar went weaker. So we are looking definitely to take the dollar down to this level, but let's go ahead and break the dollar down because you can't really tell what's going on right there. So looking at the US dollar index, this is what we can see. A flag pattern. I would like to see this pattern occur. I would like to see this occur and then sell when it breaks the flag. So that's what I would like to see. Let's go back to the daily. Let's see where that blue line was. That's what I would like to see here. That's what I would like to see. So you guys can see that we have the flag pattern right here. The flag is formed. Price is going to, you know, and people say, how far can the correction go? The correction can go, you know, here, break, or the correction can go up here and then break, or it can correct a lot deeper. But overall, the dollar is showing us that there's a lot of bearish signals, so we're going to expect a weaker dollar coming into January 2018 as well. Let's go ahead and look at the US dollar Swiss franc. So we're looking at the US dollar Swiss franc, and we thought that USD CHF, we thought that this currency pair was going to go here and then go higher. It didn't do that. But let's go ahead and look at the overall picture. We're looking at the weekly. I would like to see the US dollar Swiss franc come down to this level. Why do we think it's going to come? Why do I think it's going to come down to this level? Because we have a trend line right here, and if we go ahead and zoom in a little closer, we can see prices broke the trend line. This is not telling me that price is bullish at all. Now we have to break this down into smaller time frames to be able to see what's going on. So we can see we had a little bit of a flag pattern there. The reason how I can spot that is because, boom, we had a flag pattern right here. Now we might be able to see another flag pattern form. We can wait for that. And if we see a flag pattern form right here, let's see, let's turn this yellow. Let's turn this blue, teal. If we see a flag pattern form, great, we have a correction after the impulse. And we're going to go ahead and look at the 2-hour chart. Perfect. We actually do have a flag pattern going on here. How did I find that? In a 4-hour chart, how many hours are in 4 hours? 2. So I break this down to the 2-hour. How many hours are in 4 hours? Obviously, it's 1 hour. So if you break these charts down, you can see more clearly. Here's a 1-hour chart. Here's the 4-hour chart. You can't really see, but you can tell in a 4-hour chart, if we break it down to 1 hour, there's 4 hours, and there's 1 hour, 4 times 1, whatever the fuck. Excuse my math, but you can see that the chart's broken down in a 1 hour will show us 4. So that's what we can see. So we know that this is occurring. We know that this flag pattern is occurring. We can see it's occurred here as well. So we know this is going to happen. We are looking to take US dollar Swiss franc a lot lower than where it's going. Now let's go ahead and look at US dollar Japanese yen. Looking at US dollar Japanese yen, some interesting things to look at is on the weekly. This has came up to this price, to this trend line up here multiple times. Price came here, Price came here. Price came here. But what do we know about this top trend line? Whenever price comes up and comes to this level, price sells off. Sells off. Sells off. Here we go. Now we're looking for this. We are going to take advantage of this. Short-term traders are going to be buying in here. Let them flush out. I don't like looking at short-term analysis, 5-minute, 15-minute. It just shows what's going on during the day. It doesn't show the bigger picture. You want to make a lot more money? You find what's going on in the market momentum and the market trend. If you want little money, if you want to risk a lot of your money to make, a whatever amount, then so be it. You're going to lose a lot of money. You're not going to last as a trader. If you want to last as a trader, you find what the big boys are doing. You find where the money's heading. You find what the big banks are doing. Deutsche, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. You want to find where the big boys are moving the money and where they're moving the market. If you want to find where the short-term traders are, buying and selling, oh, you know what? Oh, man, I just bought here. Let's go ahead and look at this on a 15-minute. Oh, I just bought here. Oh, no, here I just bought right here. I'm going to be stupid, and I'm going to buy here, knowing that price is coming down here. You can see that that's coming. Next thing you know, someone buys here, price is going lower, going lower, going lower, and then they're caught in a losing trade. They're panicking. They took the 0.50 mini lot on this trade. Next thing you know, these traders, they're going wild. They're puking. They feel like they need to throw up. They're like, oh my goodness, I just took a loss. Let me go jump off a bridge now. We don't look at that. I do not care what's going on in the 5-minute. Do not send me a chart in the 5-minute. Do not even look at the 1-minute. Look at this. You really want to trade in here? This is ludicrous. This is what amateurs want to do. What happens to an amateur? They lose all their money. Let's look and see what's going on in the bigger picture. So we see this price is trading beneath the trend line. And I apologize, my neighbor's dogs are annoying. So we can see that price is trading beneath the trend line. So price is clearly trading lower. Now, what's important to know is price broke this trend line, this daily. So this is telling us that price is going to keep on trading lower. And we have sell positions on US dollar, Japanese yen. We've had them since up here on UJ. We've sold since up here. So if you're looking to re-enter on US dollar, Japanese yen, I'm going to show you exactly where to re-enter. So please don't message me saying, what price are you entering at? What price is going on? What are you doing? I'm talking about exactly where I'm exiting and exactly where I'm entering in the weekly outlook. I will update, 2-3 days after this during the market, like Tuesday or Wednesday, with what's going on with our trades, and we can chat about it in the chat room. But if you have to ask where's your pending order, who knows? I can have my pending order up here because I think the price is going to break that high, or I can have it down here. If I gave you guys, all the answers to everything, where I'm at, how is it helping you? Because if I tell you, okay, I'm going to put it at 112.032, okay, I'm just going to go and copy and paste. If you want to copy and paste, go take yourself to IML and trade at those losers. And then don't do any work. You expect things to be handed to you. And then what happens when you lose all your money? Because you don't know what's going on. You didn't pull out the chart. You haven't looked at the overall picture. You're going to lose your money. And I'm not saying any of this to be rude. I'm not saying any of this to be mean. I'm saying it because you have to have a lot of discipline in the market. If you're not a disciplined trader, you're going to lose your money. There's a reason why 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in 90 days. Do you want to become a part of that statistic? Or do you want to be part of the 10% who's actually making money? If you want to be a part of the 90%, you can take your money to IML, you can take your money to Lions of Forex, you can take your money to those guys who will tell you where they're entering, where they're selling off a robot, off an algo. You will never become a good trader. You want an education, you are here for an education, and you are here to make money as well. You want to look to retire, you want to look to invest for retirement. You don't want to look to invest for the next 3-5 months. It's crazy. You're going to get wiped out. And then you're going to become one of those traders who I've blown 3-5 accounts. I'm going to keep on going again. And I'm going to blow even more accounts and lose more money. If you were just going to use that, then you might as well have better odds playing the lottery. So looking at US dollar, Japanese yen, we can see price is making an impulse, correction, impulse, followed by another correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction. So what are these impulses and what are these corrections? These impulses are big swings low little bit of profit taking, market's exhausted, creates a trend line, and then selling. Impulse and correction right here. Impulse, correction. That's an impulse correction with the flag pattern. We do not sell unless it breaks that. So let me just go ahead and delete that really quick. So we can see this big impulse right here. Here's the correction right there. An impulse and correction is a continuation pattern. Diana. We use this pattern to follow the trend. So we can see, Diana, stop. Come here. So we can see with this is we have the impulse. Here's the correction. Boom. That's what we're going to wait for. Diana. That's what we're going to wait for. I apologize about that. My neighbor's dog talks to the other dogs. Talks to my dog. My dog responds. Diana, stop. So that's what we're looking at for US dollar Japanese yen. This is going to go a lot lower. There's nothing telling me that price is going to go up. I don't see it. There is no buy setup. Maybe we can look for a buy setup when price gets down here. It can definitely go beneath 110. No doubt it can go beneath 110. This is a very strong bearish move. So if you would like to enter US dollar Japanese yen, you have to wait for this breakout to occur. Here's it on a 1 hour chart so you guys can mark it up. Right there. US dollar Japanese yen. US dollar Canadian dollar. This is a very, very big sell we've been in. So let's go ahead and break down US dollar Japanese yen. US dollar Canadian dollar. Let's go ahead and make this teal. Whoops. Let's turn this teal. This is a 1, 2, 3 pattern, or ABC corrective pattern. 1, 2, 3. This is where we're looking to take this. This is the pattern that we have set up here. So we sold up here, took profit here, but we re-entered a sell on this level. We are going to hold on to this sell in US dollar Canadian dollar. It's super important to know what pattern we are trading here. This 1, 2, 3 corrective pattern and this ABC pattern, it really doesn't matter which one you call it. I prefer to call it a 1, 2, 3, but they didn't have that on this. But this is just the corrective pattern followed by another impulse, and we're going to take it down to C, which is going to be our take profit. So now we're looking at US dollar Canadian dollar. We sold up here. We're holding this now. We're not going to go ahead and let go. I don't like what's going on here, so I want to break this down to a 1 hour chart. We can see this. This is what I can see. Whoops. This might go up. This might go back up to retest the trend line. Then it can go down. Either way, price has to break beneath this flag. US dollar, Canadian dollar has a lot more to go. Keep in mind, CAD moves with oil, and I am looking for oil to go down pretty soon. Euro US dollar. So something that's really interesting about Euro US dollar, when we look at this overall structure, let's go ahead and pull this out to the daily. This is telling me that price is going to go higher. I can definitely see Euro US dollar coming to here. Now, Euro US dollar has been playing around a lot, and it's pretty volatile. It's been changing movement a lot, and it can catch you if you're not ready. That's why the best thing to do is when you're in profit, move your stop loss to break even. Move your stop loss to break even. I do not want anyone having winners turning into losers at all. If you can figure out how to make a winner never turn into a loser, you're already 80% there. So what we can see is on the 4 hour chart, price broke this trend line. Okay, this is telling me price is going to go higher. Here's an impulse followed by a correction pattern, a flag. Here we go. So what are we going to wait for now? We are going to wait for this correction to occur. And then once it breaks the trend line, once it breaks this level, we are going to buy. If it does not break the trend line on a flag pattern, we will not touch it. Because if you buy in here, and let's say this happens. let's say you go ahead, we see the correction. Let's zoom in. Let's say, okay, we see that, let's break it down to the 1 hour because we can break that little candle up into 4. There we go. So we can see this correction. And let's say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and buy right here. I'm buying. Next thing you know, price comes here, boom. You just lost. You could have sold here and caught it, or you could have bought up here. This is why we do not buy inside of the channel. But we're looking for Euro US dollar to go higher. Euro Japanese yen. So this is going to be an interesting trade as well. I've been looking to take a lot of trades against the yen lately. But let's go ahead and look at the overall picture on it. It's super important whenever you're looking at a chart to break these down in the bigger picture. So here's the weekly trend line. So all these trend lines are based off the weekly time frame. We're going to go ahead and look at the daily. And we have this pattern here. So what we're expecting is price came down, hit this trend line, price bounced off. So we could look for price to come back and retest this and go right back down. So let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart. Exactly. So we would like for price to go here and then sell. I do not want I don't want this. Whoops, not that indicator. Let's find out the price range. I don't want 67 pips. I don't want that at all. I will not be looking for a buy on Euro Japanese yen. This is crazy. I would not look for that kind of pip because my stop loss has to be down here. My risk is bigger than my reward. Never do that. Never risk more than what you're looking to make. I would like to wait for price to come here to the trend line, and then I'm going to show you guys something on the price range. Wait for price to come here and take it all the way down here. Now let's go ahead and let's go ahead and zoom out. So I'd like to take price down here. If price comes here, perfect. We made 147 pips. Price comes down here. We just made 423 pips. Depending on your lot size, you can make either 40, 400, or 4,000. This is a high probable trade. This is what we want to look for. Remain patient. Put a sell limit. So if price comes up, comes back down, whatever your sell limit is at, and it crosses, a sell is going to be active. That's what we're going to be looking for. Don't look to sell this breakout right here. I mean, you can if you're really conservative, but I want to catch that trade first. That's Euro Japanese yen. British pound, Swiss franc. So we can see for GBP, CHF, and let's go ahead and look at it on the daily time frame to find out where the overall trend is at. So we can see this formation here, and we can see this trend line. So this is telling me, okay, you know what? Price came up here to test this high. It did. It got rejected. With this correction, price is going to move lower. So we have this trend line. We're waiting for price to break. When price breaks this level, we are going to enter a sell, and we're going to take it down to here. So that's British pound, Swiss franc. Pretty self-explanatory. GBP, AUD. This can go up and then go back down. I would like to catch that. Or if it doesn't do that, I would like to catch this when price breaks that level. Because if we're looking at GBP, AUD on the daily time frame, this is where we're looking to take GBP, AUD. This might not happen until like January next year, but this is going to be a $100 trade for small accounts, $1,000 or $10,000 trade depending on your account, your risk or position size. This is going to be a lucrative trade. Australian dollar, Japanese yen. AJ. Let's see. I'm trying to find the zoom in thing on it, but it's not. So for Australian dollar, Japanese yen, some interesting things that we can see is price probably can go right back up actually. And if it does that, then we will definitely catch that. Or price can continue its way down and come down to here. The only way we can find out is if price breaks this trend line. Let's go ahead and look at a 4-hour chart because we want to see what's going on down there. Yes, we have a flag pattern. We've been selling this Australian dollar, Japanese yen. We closed up here, but it came lower. We can look to sell that. So we have a flag pattern. Impulse, correction, look to sell that. British pound, US dollar. This is going to be a really good trade. So what we can see for British pound US dollar, and this is actually the trend line up here. Actually, it's not the trend line. Here's the trend line. It's right on the green dotted line, actually. So we can see for British pound US dollar, I would like to see price come here. This is what we're looking at for your British pound US dollar. Let's go ahead and take the price range. This is going to be a big trade, at least 300 pips. Really good trade. So we're looking for that on GBP USD. Let's go ahead and let's see if there's a pattern going on here. So we're going to break down to the 1 hour chart. Yes, we have a pattern. Boom. Sell this breakout. I don't want anyone doing anything. I don't want anyone selling right now. I want everyone to sell this breakout. GBP USD. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Whoops. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I like this pair. I think price can go a lot lower. I'm still looking short on New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I still want to take it down to here. That's what I would like to see. Let's look at the bigger picture, 4 hour. I would like to take it down to there. This level. Wait for this to break out. Silver, oh, whoops. Silver, this may come back down to here, and then we can look for that. So that's going to be the weekly outlook, guys. Have a great week trading.